79-year-old Cicci lives close to the small town of Nerone in Liguria. It's a 20-minute drive through the woods to her home. "60 years ago, the hillsides would have had lots of people living and working here. But now Cicci is the last person still living in her hamlet, which is just how she likes it.
Buongiorno a tutti, sono Gianina, però conosciuta da tutti come Cicci. E adesso stiamo per preparare il polpettone alla genovese con patate e fagiolini, un piatto genovese lì.
Cicci is making polpettone alla Genovese. Polpettone means very large meatball, or meat loaf in this case. It's a potato pie, and it was her husband's favourite. Cicci has already peeled 1.5 kilos of potatoes, which she boils in salted water for about 15 minutes.
E questi sono I fagiolini.
This is around 350 grams of frozen green beans. Cicci grew them herself last summer.
Anche I fagiolini.
She boils them for 10 minutes. Cicci does not want squeaky, snappy beans. While the vegetables cook, Cicci puts a generous slug of olive oil into a small pan and softens half a chopped onion. The beans are now soft enough to cut with a fork. Cicci drains them and then cools them down with cold water. Cicci lights her antique wood-burner stove. This is a source of heating and hot water. The potatoes are cooked and she drains and cools them too. She squeezes out the excess water from the beans. The next step is to rice the vegetables using a food mill. This gives the best texture. Cicci alternates the beans with the potatoes to help make sure they're evenly mixed. Proportions vary from family to family. She cracks in 4 eggs. This is dried marjoram, an important herb in Ligurian cooking. She whisks them together before adding the cooled and softened onion with its oil. Cicci adds a generous handful of grated Parmigiano cheese. The eggs and parmesan add richness and flavour and also stop the polpettone from crumbling when sliced. Cicci mixes everything together thoroughly. These wide, shallow pie tins are typical of Liguria. Cicci greases the tin with olive oil using her fingertips. She sprinkles over some breadcrumbs. She spreads out the potato mixture evenly, then uses a fork to create little ridges, which will turn crunchy with cooking.
Sì, questo è sopra per... ora poi guardiamo l'altro, vedrà che tutto rimane più ben dorato.
She adds some more breadcrumbs and olive oil on top to make sure it gets a delicious crust. Now it's ready to go into the oven. She bakes it for around 35 minutes. And while it cooks, here's one she made earlier. She wanted to be sure she had plenty for everyone. And it's my turn to be the taste tester.
Sai le cose poi.
Sempre buono.
Speriamo.
Buonissimo.
Sì, non lo so, non lo so.
The British have mashed potato and Cicci makes polpettone. So good.
Click subscribe for regular helpings of pasta grannies. And don't forget to tune in next week when we're in Sicily with Grazia, Maria and Nina, who make tacuna pasta with cabbage.